Okay, so let's start with the first story. Venus is not on Earth, right? It's something, it's a stellar body which is up in the sky. So one problem which we can immediately see, there is no road. And we will talk, even if there were a road, what would it take? So there is no road, thus we need a rocket. So by driving, we mean flying. And it's not a plane flight, because when planes are flying, they rely on the fact that there is air from which they can repel, essentially. Once we above 100, maybe 200 kilometers above the Earth's surface, there is not enough air to support such motion. So planes are no good at this point at all. So essentially, we are moving to unconventional technologies, which would be rocket, which we know these days for, well, 50 years or so, right? The first manned flight was in 1961. This is 2017, so we have good 56 years of this technology. Okay, so we need a rocket. A rocket, essentially, if you ever see them, they're huge. They're building size. And the main reason they are so huge because they have to carry everything with themselves. That means food, air, space to live, and surprisingly, what is called payload, or essentially useful weight, load, or mass, which they can carry, is not such high. Usually it's about 2 ton, so 2,000 pounds, something like this, maybe 4,000 pounds, maybe 10,000 pounds. But that's pretty much a limit. So essentially, you lift in something equivalent of a truck. That, like, essentially, imagine you have to do a road trip, so we all load it into the car, and this is how much a rocket can lift off, weight-wise and space-wise, actually. The spacemen are living in a rather tiny cubicle, so to say, which are slightly larger than the car or slightly smaller than the car, but that's a typical size.